What are we doing here? Oh, man.
We're all dead with Chris and Matt, two idiots, friends in a great big chat. Meet the boys and hear their words. Their brains are full of stinky old turds. What would you rather do instead? We're all dead. We're all dead. We're all dead.
Hey guys, welcome to episode number 9 of We're All Dead podcast.
Hey, everybody. We're all dead.
Oh, Chris, you couldn't be more right.
I'm glad we agree. We're having fun today.
Dude, I just realized the other day we're 9 episodes in, and I don't think we've ever gone like, hi, my name is Matt Perry, and I'm the host of the show.
We've never introduced ourselves in the entire history of the show so far.
We should have called the show
wow.
Context Clues.
Yeah. You know us better than most other people do, and yet you never heard us introduce ourselves.
Hey, that was Chris just talking. He's one of the coolest dudes you're ever gonna meet.
I disagree. Every time I look at myself, I listen to myself, I cringe. But here I am.
I've
just living it.
I listen to these podcasts back and I go, God damn it, I'm a fool.
Yeah. Why is that? Like, you hear your own voice in any context recorded, right? Or you see yourself and you're like, I don't fucking look like that. I don't act like that. I don't make those facial expressions. I don't sound like that to me. But
is that from ego or just from your perspective?
I think it's a perspective thing, but
you're seeing it from the behind the camera side.
Yeah. I'm like, how do I have friends? How have I ever gotten laid? I suck. I hate me. I'm the worst.
Yeah. 100% agree.
Yeah. You think I'm the worst? Okay,
yes,
great. Yeah,
you
thanks
suck.
a lot.
I'm the coolest.
I'm super cool, and I never second guess myself whatsoever. 100% confidence, baby.
Dude, when I'm really depressed, and if I'm depressed and get into a fight with my wife, it always turns into me being like, why the fuck do you love someone like me? I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm
first off, you
confused.
are right. You absolutely are.
Thank you.
But I love you.
Oh, thanks, bud.
Hey,
Me too.
Yeah. You can,
Fuck you.
Now, yeah, man, my wife, oh God, she's really got a lot to deal with me. I'm like, 1 second I'm joking around, the next second I'm like, and I just have like the worst possible attitude. And my son has the same thing. He is like almost a carbon copy. He is 100% like, ha, joking around. Oh, look at that butt over there. Ha, poop. And then he's like, nobody likes me. Oh. And it's just like, okay,
welcome to being a comedian, little dude.
Welcome to being alive in society.
It is funny, like comedian. I think a lot of people who are smart and funny, not to toot our own horns, but
all right.
And also people who are like the funniest people of all time are typically pretty smart, although there are exceptions to that. But I don't know, they go hand in hand with being fucking sad about the world. So it's like comedians types are they're very sensitive to the world as well, even though they dish out shit constantly. Then you say something back and you're like, fuck you.
Not that it ever comes across. I have a feeling my balance of smart and funny is like 70% smart, 30% funny. I'm not nearly as funny as I should be, considering, but I am also sort of stupid, and that so that I don't know. There's like almost an unmeasurable scale of smart and funny. I'm like, I'm way smarter than I am funny, and also I'm here on the smart scale. I'm like, super low. I'm a dumb.
Am I an unfunny dumbass?
Many people will agree. I am an unfunny dumbass. Oh, dude, boy.
I heard Colin Quinn say one of the smartest things about writing that I've ever heard. I think because his like one man shows are so complex and so interesting. People like a lot of people are like, dude, you're a genius. Like
it seems really well researched too. He's like,
he's super smart for sure. And he's like, one I did hear him say one time, he goes, I'm not a genius, I'm a very smart asshole, which I thought was funny. But no, that's he said he writes a lot. He was just like, I write constantly. And he goes, writing is just sitting down and dealing with the fact that you're not a genius. It's like, that's all it is.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're like, I have the best idea. And then you sit down and you're like, fuck, how do I get this out of my brain? You're like, I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
man.
It's work. It
is really hard, like, to bridge the gap between the idea that you have in your head and whatever you write down. It's hard. It's like the people who have figured out how to do it well and put in the work, honestly, it's a work ethic thing, especially for me, because I am, as like, sometimes I can just be blown away by the idea that I have, but I'm too stupid to articulate it well in a way that I can't give that idea to another person through my writing. Sometimes, like, anytime I write something, it's just like, it's 80% there or 70% there, or, whatever. It's never quite as awesome and mind-blowing as the moment that I had the thought. I can't re-articulate it very well sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I feel it's like figuring out a hook in your inside of your idea, like another hook that will keep you interested and keep you with that like initial excitement going forward. It's hard. And dude, being lazy is so fun. It's so fucking great.
It's so awesome, and it's so easy because you can just be like, well, and it works. It's great.
I spend most of my day thinking about things that I should be doing, and I'm not even doing them. I'm just thinking about doing them. It's insane, but I think a lot of people do that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%. I mean, what was it? David Foster Wallace on Charlie Rose. He's like, 1 hour a day I write, and the rest of my day is cunctation, which is a totally David Foster Wallace thing to say, which is him stressing about not writing when he's not actively writing. He's always worried that he's not. But you need to not write in order to like be refreshed or whatever, to be able to write to your greatest ability or whatever.
I'm not working right now, so I must be an asshole.
Yeah, I must be a complete loser.
I feel that way all the time. I'm like right now, like my wife is at work and I'm podcasting.
Oh, thanks for bringing home the bacon, honey. I'm gonna.
I feel so guilty. That Irish Catholic guilt is swelling up inside.
Oh man.
Oh God.
My wife is she's working from home today, as am I.
Sick.
And I had to ask her to leave our mutual office, like our shared office space above our garage. I was like, can you leave so I can record a podcast. It sounds bad the way I'm saying it, but that's what needs to happen right now.
No girls allowed. I have to record a podcast with my best friends.
Yeah. Excuse me, honey. I know I said during our wedding vows that you are my best friend, but I need to talk to my actual best friend right now.
And
Gotcha.
in 20 minutes, can you bring me milk and French fries?
Gross combination. What's wrong with you? Oh God, milk and French fries.
Something
Yeah,
a
can I have
little
some?
childhood
Can I have
order.
some pizza and goat urine, please?
That is not comparable.
It's not. It's way wrong. Whoops.
Oh my God.
Can I have some gushers and filet mignon, please, in 20 minutes? Bring it in, please.
This is the dumbest thought ever.
Yes.
This is what I was thinking about yesterday as I was driving around. I speaking of wives, I was like thinking about living in the, if you were living in the, let's say it's 1820 and you're a businessman and you have to go on this business trip. Like, say you got to take like a horse and buggy to a train for like days and days and days to like another horse and buggy for like, so it's like 2 weeks. And you go to some business meeting and then you eat your own balls at the business meeting and just fucking lose all your money.
Yeah.
Your business
all
goes
the
under.
investors pull out. They're like, yeah, never mind.
After that huge trip, and then you have to go home and tell your wife, and she's gonna be so mad at you. But you have a 2-week wagon ride.
That's
Dude, you would just be getting so fucked up. And
you better hope there's whiskey on the way back. Jesus,
that's all there is. Just prostitutes and liquor. Dude, but the
liquor and
1800s
hookers
suck balls.
You eat your balls, I think is what you said. You just completely
wearing your hot fucking wool clothes.
Oh, dusty. I imagine everything is like dusty old west, like there's a fine layer of dust on every surface.
Before the business meeting, marauders fucking raided your stagecoach and took your briefcase. The briefcase that cost you a year of your income.
Yeah.
Like, God damn it.
My leather-bound briefcase was stolen by a bandit. I
went to business school in France, and now I'm being robbed in Oklahoma. I had a joke from stand-up so bad that I said at open mics. I said it a couple times, and I was like, nobody laughed except for me and like one friend. It was like,
I love those.
I was like, back in the old West. Do you guys think that the first cowboy that ever called a train a choo-choo train got his ass beat? So dumb.
I love it. But I see why it didn't get a laugh.
I think I also, like a fool, did an act out too of like, hey, the train's coming. Train's coming around the bend. It's like, the choo-choo train's here. Like, what the fuck did you just say?
What'd you say, partner?
Choo-choo. Yeah. Choo-choo, you guys.
Oh man, it's like child. There
had to be a guy like that out in the cowboy West who's just like, how you guys doing today? Oh, just like just flittering around.
It's like a southern, like Ned Flanders type. That's just like, hey, guys, what do you think? Absolutely.
He's just watching people shoot each other. And it's just like, okay.
Ouch. That must hurt.
He's definitely like the barber or something.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't have a super high stakes job in the Old West. That guy is, yeah, he's either like a stock boy at the general store or the barber or something silly.
This is how he lives. His brother is like the sheriff of the town and is like tough as fuck. And he's like, God damn it, my fucking brother.
My brother's watching the choo-choo trains again.
Oh my God, look at this choo-choo train, you guys. God damn. Well, we're going to invade the next town over and rob them. I guess, does your brother just want to stay here?
Yeah, we don't need men that badly. He
Guns
can,
are
he can
heavy.
stay. Gosh, do they have to be so loud? Oh man, these boom booms hurt my ears.
Oh my God. Dude.
Yeah, so yeah, that's the worst, and never do stand up again.
I just think of a person like that in the book Blood Meridian. Oh my God.
Oh, was there one?
The book, no, there's not, because they would be murdered instantly.
Everyone's tough in that book.
Yeah, Blood Meridian by Cormac McCarthy, who wrote No Country for Old Men and The Road. God, Blood Meridian, it's just like a group of marauders out west, and they're like scalping Comanches and then selling Comanche scalps back to other white people. They're like the wildest dudes ever in this book. And they're like, this book is
first off
accurate as shit about what happened.
Hold on. Why would you buy a scalp from someone?
Because it's cool. Dude, this is 1800s people who are like, it's like, oh, look, Daddy, it's a Comanche scalp. Like, that little dude. That guy is a kid. Look, Daddy, a Comanche scalp. I want it. They're like
horrible.
I think they sell them for $5 a piece.
Oh, which is a lot of money back in those days.
Actually, kind of a lot.
Yeah,
dude. I mean, this is like people were just buying elephant tusks left and right. Like, no one gave a fuck about anything. And these are, they did not care about the natives that lived out there.
Yeah.
Also, the Comanche were brutal. Like, they were killing the shit out of people too. Forever.
I think, once
no one gave a fuck.
They're like, well, these white people aren't going to stop coming. We have to engage in war with them because they keep pushing us back, taking over our territory. You know, as was well established in our previous podcast, Matt is pro Viet Cong. We are almost exclusively on the sides of the insurgents that are defending their homeland
always.
But so I'm pro Comanche. I don't like that they were scalped.
They were great. You know what's fun? When the Comanche would catch people, like when the first Europeans that were not like warriors, that were just like a family in a wagon, when they ran into the Comanche would hold them up by their ankles and cut them in half from their bucking genitals down. That's the kind of nice, peaceful tribes that were out there. So I was like,
holy shit.
Dude, the Comanche genocided the fuck out of everyone they ever encountered. And then they got genocided back. And we're like, what the fuck? Dude, it was wild.
Guys, can you just not genocide us back, please?
They do that in the movie Bone Tomahawk. That movie is fucked up. That movie starts like a Western and turns into a horror film about the Comanche, basically. And it's like, they just tortured people for fun, not for any strategic reasons. They would just torture people. And, but then they would also like have babies with the prisoners. So they had European slaves that they had kids with. And then they had there were like white people in the native tribes. So like like the Spanish and other people would show up. These other people would show up and run into these tribes, and they'd be like, there's just like some redheaded white kid just like in their tribe, and they're like, where the hell did this kid come from? And it was from them just snatching people.
Yeah,
it's pretty wild.
That's a rough time for all involved.
Yeah, dude, the book Blood Meridian is so good because it does not pull punches about that time period. It's like every single human was a piece of garbage to survive. Like everybody was just nuts.
Yeah, I mean, so we have infrastructure, roads, cars, communications, grocery stores. They're like all of our needs are taken care of by like an established infrastructure that will not be lasting very long, unfortunately.
Oops.
Thank you, Republicans. No, sorry. Didn't want to get political.
It's everybody's fault. Anyways.
Yeah. The fact that none of that stuff existed, well, I mean, trade existed and all that stuff, but it was like things were much more scarce, and there was a lot of people moving across the continent.
Dude, out
and
west
all that
was
like
just wild terrain forever. You'd be like,
yeah,
there's grass to the horizon.
Yeah,
like, oh,
well, here we go.
And then people would see you from 12 miles away and be like, just start coming towards you, and you're like, all right, let's start running. They might catch up with us in 2 weeks. Like that's the kind of shit that happens in Blood Meridian. Like they get chased for days, and they can see the people chasing them the whole time. They're like camping and shit. They're like,
because they're like, hey, we can't light a fire tonight because they're gonna see the smoke or whatever.
Or no, they just see them. They just know they're there. They're just like, yeah, they're over there. We're 4 hours away. And it's insane. They climb. So there's a scene.
So scary.
There's a scene in Blood Meridian where they climb a mountain to try to get away from the tribe that's attacking them. And the guy, he runs out of bullets climbing this mountain. And he's like, looks down and he's like, there's like this warrior, like tribesman is like climbing the mountain below him. But he's like, the guy is an hour away from me. He's like, he's got an hour of a climb left. And the guy finds a deposit of minerals in the side of the mountain and is like, oh, great. He starts scraping it out. He makes gunpowder out of the side of the mountain and packs his shell and puts the bullet in it, puts it in his gun, and blows this dude's face off. Like, when the guy's like 10 feet away from him. It takes him like an hour to make a bullet, and this guy climbs up to him.
Jesus.
It's crazy.
All right, I gotta read it now.
It's great. I
have to read a book now because
I hear it's in development as a movie, so maybe not.
No, I'll read it. Come on.
I heard a rumor that Vincent D'Onofrio could be playing the main guy in it, who's not the main character, but like the main guy, the judge. It's kind of about the judge. He's like leading the group. And the main character in Blood Meridian is just called the Kid, and he's you. He's like your perspective. And I've actually heard people debate about
he's the camera.
Yeah, and it's almost like there's long stretches of the book where you're like, you kind of wonder if the kid is even there, like if there's even anyone there. It's kind of interesting.
Cool.
He's a very smart guy.
Who, I just thought about this. Wouldn't it be like if I decided to write Westerns? I think I would make my my pen name would be Carthy McCormack.
Carthy
Carthy McCormack.
McCorkick. No, it's Carthy McCorkick.
No, it's McCormack. Because his name is Cormac. Cormac McCarthy.
Mormonism calamity. Calligraphy.
Anyway, I guess I'm not going to do that now.
Oh, Jesus, I'm sorry. That went nowhere. I apologize, guys. We tried to record a podcast a few days ago, and it stunk to high heaven. And I was like, God damn it, I apologize.
Which one was that? Oh, yeah, that was last week. Oh, yeah, you guys are never going to see that one. Hear that one. Man. It was.
I just had nothing, and I was tired.
Yeah, we were both exhausted, just like staring at each other through the screen and just like, oh, man. You know what? Let's just call it. We're done here.
Let's just walk into the woods and be done with it.
Yeah.
Live like a tribe.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to go be a Comanche. Hopefully I don't get my face shot off by a guy with mountain dust. That would be unfortunate.
That would be cool if I just started identifying as a Comanche and you're just like, guys,
yeah,
I'm Comanche now. I want everyone to respect me.
That is so cringe and not based. And
are you a gooner?
Sorry.
Huh?
Clearly I'm not a member of Gen Z. I did not say that or sound cool. Yeah. Speaking of not being a member of the next generation, I was listening to Turtleneck and Chain by The Lonely Island.
Yes.
The album.
Right.
The album has
Turtleneck and Chain.
Turtleneck and Chain. Turtleneck and Chain. Turtleneck and Chain. Sipping on a light beer. That song is great. Snoop Dogg has a verse. It's hilarious. But I was listening to it and it was like, whatever, Jack Sparrow came on when I was like, I turned on my car to take my son to school and Jack Sparrow came on. And he was like,
sick song.
What's this? And he was like, this is kind of fun. And, I know the words to the song. So I'm like going along. I'm like, oh yeah, this is fine. The kid can listen to this. It'll be fun. It'll be a nice little intro to like comedy music, like funny stuff. Cause he already likes Weird Al. So it was just a natural, like this felt like a natural evolution. Unlike Weird Al, there was a little E next to the song title. Then I realized that the words were cut and I was like, oh no, they're about to drop some F-bombs and it's going to be like, then I'll have to explain some things, but to bleep The Lonely Island, I just like exaggeratedly cough or sneeze anytime there's like the whole last line of the song, he's like, okay, you cockroaches are reloaded. Then did he do like, the Scarface thing?
Oh yeah.
He's like,
right.
This whole town's a pussy waiting to be fucked is the last line. And so almost the whole line, I'm just like, like coughing. And like he's still bobbing his head. He's like, oh, is dad sick? I don't know. Like, but
you're just
that's how I
and...
bleep songs for my son.
You're driving, listening to music, and you're like, son is like, my dad is nuts.
Yeah. I'm driving
so how
around.
Are you kids doing it?
Pick up another kid with my son, taking him to like, laser tag or something. And it's just like NWA comes on and I'm just like, for like 2 minutes straight. Just skip the song at that point. Come on.
Or just make your kids cool as fuck.
Yeah, that's true, man. That's true. I could just make him cooler than everyone else.
Need to learn the story of Dr. Dre real quick.
Yeah. Oh, well, he already is very cool because at school the other day, I got a phone call from his teacher. And she was like, I have something to tell you. He said to another student, you suck balls. He's in first grade. He's in first grade. And I have never said that around him.
Bullshit.
Neither has my wife. And So we're like talking to him. We give him an out. We're like, did you hear someone say that maybe on YouTube or something? We took like YouTube away. It's like parental controls on it, but like, did you hear it on YouTube or something? And he's like, no. I've heard the word sucks before. And then I know that balls is a funny word. And then
You made it up?
I made it up. I put them together.
Whoa.
And it was hilarious.
Your
and
son is a genius.
Yeah, I was just like,
that's awesome.
That's my boy.
Sick.
Yeah. So he like stumbled across "you suck balls."
Oh, that's amazing.
By himself.
That's like inventing the piano on your own.
Dude, this kid is ready. He's ready to thrive.
Oh, that's so funny. That's great.
Yeah, so yeah, he
Give
was
him an
reprimanded
A.
for saying "you suck balls." Thank
That's
goodness
the
he didn't say
shit.
it to his teacher. But
He'd be like, damn, coming up with a curse is pretty sweet. That is awesome.
yeah, I can't wait for the middle school ones. They're gonna be good.
According to my mother, I was in a grocery store and I think I was small enough to where I was like in the shopping cart, like being pushed by my mom.
Uh-huh.
And we were going past a nun that was in her habit or whatever, like head covering. And apparently out of nowhere, I just went, bitch.
Oh, bitch.
And my mom was like, she said she was horrified. And the nun,
Of course, because she's
turned-
Catholic.
but
too.
she said the nun like turned and looked at her and started laughing.
That's pretty
And I
awesome.
was like, oh,
That's
I wish
a cool
I
nun.
remember. I wish I remember doing that. I want to know like if I did it on purpose, like, oh fuck, a nun. Here we go.
You know what
Bitch.
would really drive her up the wall? If I said, bitch,
Bitch.
bitch.
If I said it like that, that would have been awesome. Bitch.
Classic biatch. What is that from Snoop Dogg? Doggy Style, I believe. he said
Biatch.
biatch. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's
That's
good
the
stuff.
OG, baby.
OG biatch. First one to say it.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, one of the first things that I was told that I said that was totally rude to an adult was of my aunt. I was visiting her in California, and she was like, hey, help me. Her son was like 2 or 3 and I was like 6. She was just like, hey, why don't you help me with the dishes? Ha 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 ha. Like trying to give me something to do. And I was just like, apparently I had seen The Simpsons recently and I was like, Bart don't do dishes. It's not even a thing. I just was like, no, bitch. Like, I'm not doing that.
I'm like, that's not a line from The Simpsons. You're just
I
like,
could have said cowabunga or something, but not.
just like-
there was no reference to Bart.
Bart's
except
a
for
rascal, and I'm a rascal, so I'm Bart now. Sorry,
Yeah.
lady. Can't do the dishes. I'm Bart. Obviously.
I'm gonna go jump this canyon now. See you later. Gonna go jump a canyon on my skateboard,
That
Knievel
was-
style.
Homer.
No, it wasn't. It was Bart.
Homer was the one who ended up jumping the canyon, no? Or Bart was going to. Oh, wasn't it? Bart was going to or tried to, and then Homer ended up doing it. I think was the episode.
Forget?
Because
The
I think Homer
Simpsons?
steps on
Maybe.
the board and accidentally, like, he, like, flies. I do remember a joke of him falling into a canyon, and then the helicopter airlifts him out of it, and it hits his head on the side of the canyon, like, all the way up.
Yeah.
Dude, The
Maybe that's
Simpsons.
it. Maybe, yeah, Bart chickens out, and then
I think it was something
Homer
like
tries
that.
to do it to, like, inspire him, and then he falls in.
And I think they didn't want Bart to do it because little shitheads like you want to emulate Bart. Tell your grandma to go fuck herself or whatever you did. Hey, fuck you, bitch. I'm Bart. Like, that's not from the show.
That's not. All right, that has been our segment, Misremembering the Simpsons.
As Bart said, go fuck yourself, dick bitch.
As Ned Flanders said, fuck are you, biatch?
Perfect.
Yeah, right.
Dude, my oh yeah, I was just thinking you're talking about your kid.
Yeah.
He became a fan of our ad read sloppy baloney doinkers.
Yes. Oh, he loves it. He says doinkers on the reg. He is seriously like,
Listen to our episode, Sloppy Baloney Doinkers.
sloppy baloney doinkers.
His son likes the song at the end.
He does. He thinks it's really funny how they say doinkers instead of doinkers.
Doinkers.
The AI that we hired to do the song doesn't know English.
I went with the one that said doinkers instead of doinkers.
It's so funny.
So dumb.
I love it. As smart as AI is, it's so stupid.
Speaking of that, so it was last week or the week before, I think it was last week's episode, was Uncle Larry. And then I was listening back to it, and then I realized, I was like, oh yeah, I have an Uncle Larry. I was like,
you do?
So my Uncle Larry, when I started thinking about him, I was like, two different. I think one was a Christmas and one was a Thanksgiving incident. But I was like 10. I was probably 10. I was at a relative's house for Christmas. We're all there. One of them gets a gas-powered go-kart. And this is back in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
And this is
Those
the early
were
90s.
Rad. Yeah, it's like a lawnmower engine on the back of a welded go-kart. Yeah.
Yes. No roll cage.
No
nothing. And no helmets. No one gives a fuck back then.
Yeah. It's a toy.
So this was like one of my cousins got it, and he was probably like 16 or 17, got this go-kart. And we're at Christmas, and Uncle Larry's pounding fucking Milwaukee's best, baby.
Oh yeah.
And
Beast is what we called it in college.
He gets fudged up on Milwaukee's best, and is just like, I'm taking the go-kart for a spin. Larry's a short, squat, big beer-bellied Southerner. He was like, I got it, man. He gets on the go-kart. We're in the suburbs. He is tearing ass down the neighborhood street. And there's cars parked everywhere because it's Christmas. Everyone's like visiting their family.
Yeah.
He starts like side to side on purpose. Like, oh, I'm going back and forth. Look at me. Loses control going side to side, and his back wheel clips the back wheel of a parked car, like grabs it. And he was going so fast, dude. He somehow he ripped the back axle of the go-kart off and flew, like the whole go-kart spun into the air. He was did a 360 in the air. Like, whoa, sitting in the go-kart seat. Fucking ruined this thing. It had been used for 5 minutes for sure.
Oh my God.
And he ruined someone else's Christmas gift. Their big gift.
Their huge Christmas gift. And just minutes after it was received.
Yes.
Oh, did he live?
Yeah, he was fine, I think. I'm pretty sure he was okay.
Yeah. He didn't roll. He just did like a spin 360
in the air though.
That's crazy, dude.
And then a couple of years later, it's Thanksgiving, and we're in a new house. We're at a new house, and we have a house that's on, because we're close to the water. We have a house that's on stilts. Back in the day,
okay.
So we had a house on stilts. It's cement. It's cement underneath. So it's all cemented in. And I build a full half pipe underneath of this house. Like I'm a skateboarder and rollerblader. Build a half pipe. we have Thanksgiving at our house, and a case of Milwaukee's Best Later. Larry was like, I'm going to drop in on this half pipe. I was like, you don't skateboard at all. You don't skateboard. And he was like, I'm going to do it. And he put the dude, like classic, like Tony Hawk, puts the tail on the edge of the half pipe to drop in on the skateboard. And he leans forward, drops in, and the board whoop shoots out from under his feet instantly. Dude, his back hit the ground as hard as if he had just like fallen backwards in a trust fall off the top of the half pipe. Like that's how hard he hit his full momentum.
Yeah. Oh God.
No weight went on the skateboard. That thing shot out. But he just went wham right on his back.
Yeah.
Wind knocked out of him. My dad saw it. My dad said afterwards, he goes, I just thought he was dead. Like immediately dead.
Oh man.
So extreme sports Larry had to knock it off after that. I was like, dude, stop doing extreme sports when you're drunk.
Hey man, do not do physical stuff after you have consumed an entire case of Milwaukee's Best.
Dude, if you could see the beer belly on this dude, you'd be like, he tried?
He tried to do what? Yeah, dude. That's crazy. Yeah, you have to commit so hard, like more forward than you think.
Yeah, you have to
because if you're leaning
parallel with the ground.
Yeah, you have to be parallel to the surface that the wheels are on. Like you have to feel that you have to like
or perpendicular.
You have to lean so far forward more than you think, and you just like it catches you. But like I remember that first time I dropped in ever on a quarter pipe once at a skate park. I think I did the same thing because I was and they're like, you got to commit really far forward.
You have to pretend like the gravity is always pointing towards the board and forget where the earth is. It's a weird thing to get over.
Yeah, it's like one of those things. Like once you do it a couple times, you're like, oh, okay, I got it. I get it now. But to go into it completely blind in a drunken bout of confidence, that is an Uncle Larry thing to do. I gotta say, he's living up to the Larry legend
and shit around. Just like, guys, check this out. Wham! Like, oh my fucking God, dude. And it's just like plywood on top of cement, dude. Ugh. It's just not giving at all.
No, not at all. Was there like any like structure, or was there like it was just plywood on the cement?
Bottom of the bowl was on the ground. It was oof.
Bonkers. So how was his recovery? The wind was knocked out of him, but then once that happened, he was like, he got up, he was okay.
No, I think he was fogged up for a little bit. I'm telling you, dude, he probably permanently fucked himself up.
Oh my God.
When that's back in the day, you just drink off concussions. Like fuck that.
Yeah,
I'll just drink a bunch and then take a nap. It'll take care of this concussion.
It'll be fine, right?
Dude, we were you gotta remember their generation, every single one of their parents was drinking booze while they were pregnant.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Fully boozed.
Good times, man. So that was a fun holiday memory that popped into my head. I should tell our millions of fans that these episodes are no longer being banked, dude. We caught up. This is this week.
Caught up. Yeah, this is this week, man.
We just said this shit. Okay?
Guys, there is almost no lag between the words that we're saying and the words that you're hearing. It's so close in time. It's basically like a singularity or something.
Dude, I'll prove it to you. Here, let me check the news. What's in the headlines? Oh, everything is fucking terrible? Told you.
See? It is today.
It is today. Did someone in the government do something fucking stupid? Yep. That's today.
Yep. Hey, oh, guess what? The president is saying some insane shit right now.
I guarantee someone very annoying said something that annoyed the shit out of you.
Yep. Dude, it must be right now when we're recording this.
Oh,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah, man, we did bank a few episodes. Remember we talked about Christmas like 2 weeks ago? Well, it's this week now.
See,
Here we are.
We deleted all of the garbage ones. Can you believe this is the good one?
This is a good one. You're hearing one that we're like, okay.
This is fine.
Yeah, there's no hard thumbs up. It's like a, sure, a little wavy hand.
Yeah, we don't
This one gets a wavy hand and a sure, why not?
This goes back to the beginning, dude. We don't like anything that we're doing.
Yeah.
We suck.
We only listen to the podcast so that we can see if there's anything that we can put on the internet to promote the podcast.
It's weird. It's like the Ouroboros, the snake eating itself.
Yeah. Oh, so weird.
Hey, this is a question I have for you.
Yeah. I'm ready.
When your life completely falls apart, and in this scenario, let's just say your family has disappeared. Let's just not factor them in.
Okay.
Your whole life has crumbled. You have nothing.
Uh-huh.
What are you doing, Chris? What do you do for work? And let's say no one gives a shit about anything on your resume ever. What do you do?
Oh, man.
That's what's going to happen.
I think I'm giving handies under the overpass for $5 a man.
Right, Norm. I'm going to work in a nice warehouse. And on the weekends, me and the boys are going to go get fucking tore up at the local karaoke bar.
Oh, shit. You're forklift certified, man? Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, that'd be my goal, to be certified in a lot of OSHA things.
Dude, I would get forklift certified so fast if I got kicked out of my job. I would just be like, all right, bring me that forklift. I'm going to learn how to do donuts on it.
What's a mindless job that's really dangerous?
You know what? I was getting these social media ads for a little while. Semi recently, like I don't know why, but it was just like, hey, did you know that if you climb to the top of like towers to change a light bulb on like the top of radio antenna towers and stuff like that?
I've watched them do it.
Yeah, you climb all the way up.
Nuts.
And it's like, $20,000 or something every time you go up.
Yeah, it's a lot. Dude,
They have to
free climb the top. They're not strapped into anything.
Yeah, you can't strap in. You just have to do it.
Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense, man. There's a safety harness. Yeah.
No, there's not. It takes too much time if you're to rehook the final ladder like rungs with your carabiner every time. So they just like hook in and then they'll rest, but then they can.
Yeah, you hook in.
Dude, I'm telling
you hook in when you're changing the light bulb yourself. Like when you're changing the light bulb, you strap in. But when you're climbing up the last 15, 20 feet,
I'm telling you, some of those towers, the needle point that the light is on does not even have rungs on it. Like they free climb a fucking needle.
Dude, I would be
that's why it's $20,000.
I would be perfect for that. I can reach so much farther than the average bear.
So you only have to, if it's 1,000 feet high, you only have to climb like
993 feet.
Yeah, it's easy, dude. They're also, they got 50 pounds of tools like hanging off of their belt, like in this just a tool bag. Like, oh my god,
easy,
dude.
Sounds easy. It takes like 10 minutes to go do. I'll take $2 million for 10 minutes. That's what we said, right?
I would parachute off the top when I was done.
That would be so fun. Dude, that's actually, you know what? If I got completely fired, no family in the picture or anything,
yeah,
I would become like a base jumping weirdo. I would just go. I would go like
You're
into
gonna Uncle
national
Larry it?
parks. I would be just like, hey, extreme sports. I'm buying a parachute, packing it myself with no experience,
Getting
and I'm
a
gonna
beer
jump
belly.
off the biggest rock I can find.
The biggest rock. It's 22 feet high.
That's enough for the chute to open.
Dude, man, if your family leaves you, you just Uncle Larry as hard as you can.
Oh, I would Larry it up.
Drink beer and attempt extreme sports and get injured every time. Fucking motocross Larry.
Motocross Larry. I would get a GoPro sponsorship. Easy
Obviously.
to do. Yeah, there's like, come on, they're just giving them away. And I would just jump off of stuff, get a wingsuit. I just like,
Oh my god.
obviously,
Dude, if you just put on a wingsuit without ever looking up how anything works and try to jump off a mountain with it, I would love to see what happened.
No, you wouldn't. It would be a horrible death.
You would just tumble out of control straight down into a rock.
Oh, so you like to see screaming men falling to their death? Oh, Dan Osman. Have I ever shown you that Dan Osman clip? Dan Osman. He was an amazing free solo climber.
Okay.
And like extreme sports guy, but I mean, very well known for his climbing stuff. And he did this one where it's so awesome. He gets to the bottom of like El Capitan or some like large, well-known, Lover's Leap is the name of the mountain that he climbs. But he walks into the camera frame like this, and he pulls up his watch and he like hits the button and then just starts climbing. No ropes, nothing. And he starts just running up this wall. And he's like, it's like 800 feet. It's like 3 pitches or something that you would have to climb, 3 or 4 pitches. So you would have to set up your gear. Like one would be lead climbing, one person, then they would be top roping the person that's coming up behind them.
Solo climb this.
Yeah. He just free soloed with no rope. He had a chalk bag and a pair of shorts on and like some climbing shoes. And he just climbs all the way up.
My lucky anvil collection.
Yeah, and so he takes his anvils all the way up, and there's a dude perched up there along the route, like with a camera filming him from above. And right before the camera guy, they set it up perfectly. It's awesome. He is climbing up, and then he jumps, and there's like 4 or 5 like frames of film where it's just like his hands aren't touching the wall, his feet aren't touching the wall. He has got to stick this hand grip, or he will fall 1,000 feet and die. And it was so awesome, and he did that. And then Alex Honnold, the notorious free solo climber from the movie Free Solo, he repeated that later, like recently, that same free solo route that was made famous by Dan Osman. He did it, and he beat Dan Osman's time, which is how much of a badass Alex Honnold is.
I think one of those two, I can't remember which one, did the remake of Point Break, and they free climbed some famous.
Yeah, that would be Alex Honnold, because remember when we saw the Point Break remake in theaters?
Yes, dude, it was me, you, and Graham.
Yep.
And we got
I was like,
we went
so high.
And we went and saw the new Point Break. It was such shit.
It was so funny. We were just laughing the whole time. I was like, damn, this is like, it's models and extreme sports athletes that just have
go to parties
going on. So
they go to parties and they show girls' asses in bikinis, and then the next thing is them jumping out of a plane. It was just like,
almost unintelligible storyline. I mean, maybe we were just that high.
Here are images that fucking idiots love.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, dude.
I was like, oh, this motocross fight on a mountainside is so cool.
By the way, the wingsuit scene in that movie was fucking cool.
Yeah, it was. All of the action sequences were amazing.
Dude,
it was cool as hell, but it just was a bad story.
Base jumping with a wingsuit. The dudes are flying down the face of the mountain, and the mountain is like, I mean, it's pretty flat. It's like a field at one point. Yeah. And they're flying across it, and the dude's toes drag on the grass, and it's real. He like touches the ground in a wingsuit and keeps going. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's insane.
They could have just showed the stunts and the butts and then cut out all dialogue and story.
Yeah, that was the least believable stuff. Everything else was so well executed. All the extreme sports stuff was great. But yeah, the story and the acting was just like, ugh.
That was a very funny day, though. I do remember.
Yeah, God, I remember
Stony Baloney.
We chiefed up and we got beers because it was at Cinnabar. Shout out to Cinnabar,
R.I.P. Cinnabar.
Oh no, it's gone.
It is gone.
Poo.
Yep.
Well, it was. Sorry, it was fun while it lasted.
We're all dead.
Yeah. We're all dead. Just your time first. Oh, by the way, speaking of we're all dead, I got to wrap up the piece about Dan Osmond.
Oh, yeah.
He would do something that no one had really ever done before. You know, bungee jumping got really big in the 90s. Well, he was a pro climber, and he was sponsored by all these rope companies. So what he would do is take dynamic climbing rope and build an anchor system on a giant rock face and then like across a canyon to another giant rock face. So there's like a whole system of ropes that were all connected. And he would jump off.
So you can swing out.
And he would hit it. And like, I mean, the dynamic climbing rope, it's dynamic because it stretches. It's not like the opposite of that, but a different type of rope is a static rope. Like if you're going to rescue someone, you would use a static rope. So there's absolutely no stretch whatsoever. The dynamic climbing rope makes it so you don't get injured when you fall.
Right. Yeah.
So it stretches out a little bit. Yeah. So he would, think about like, you got 400 feet of that kind of rope. You've got 50 or 100 feet of stretch that's going to happen when you get to the bottom. But it's still like once you max it out, it's like it pulls tight, and it's just like whoa, like it's a ripper. It's called a whipper. If you fall like lead climbing, you take a real whipper.
Yeah, I've seen people
whiplash. Yeah,
I've seen them do it.
So he would do that intentionally. He would just run and jump. And like
swing through a canyon,
there's
like
footage
Spider-Man.
of him doing it. It's so awesome,
dude.
It looks like crazy cool because he's got long hair. He looks like a rock star, just like
these
being a
people
badass,
are like,
jumping.
Oh, this is so cool. But at the same time, it's like fuck these people, dude. Like, it's so cool until you smash your body into a rock going like 100 miles an hour, and you're like, oh fuck. The last thing you think is, oh no, I'm an idiot.
Whoops. Yeah. So he had been doing this, jumping off of this one anchor system that he built and like filmed with it. And then a couple days later it had snowed and got like kind of icy, whatever. So they had to stop filming, and he was just like, I'm going to go back and just like hop off the same thing again before we go back and take all the ropes down. So he gets up there and he doesn't jump from the same spot. He jumps from a slightly different spot, and he jumped off. The ropes crossed, and the friction of these two ropes rubbing together melted the nylon of the rope, and he just like popped. The rope pops, and he realized what happened.
Oh fuck!
And he's like, ah! Like And one of his friends described it in this like documentary or whatever about him. They're like, yeah, we just heard like a quick scream, and then it took us 3-4 days to find his body because
God,
it was like, yeah, I mean, so brutal. He was, it was in a beautiful national park, like.
I have a question.
Not a trail to where he was. They only knew an approximate location of the body. What's your question?
Was he okay?
Oh my God.